This week we're going to preview the USDA monthly supply demand report that will be released on Friday, May 10th at 11 a.m. Central Time. We're also going to talk about updated planting progress for beans here in the U.S. as well as the short-term weather trends. And we're going to wrap things up with a brief look at old crop export trends from the U.S. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. We've moved into the month of May now, and of course it means it's time to plant beans. Before we get into that though, we want to highlight trade estimates for Friday, May 10th. USDA will release its monthly supply demand report at 11 a.m. Central Time that day. Let's take a look at those trade estimates. Again, this report comes out at 11 o'clock Central Time. A lot of numbers here in this table. We've highlighted here some key estimates. The USDA will take the March 31st prospective plantings report, add in a trend yield to give us a production estimate. I want to highlight though that grain ending stocks. Look at that ending stocks total for beans on Friday. That'll incorporate everything from old crop ending stocks to new crop production. The USDA's forecast, or the average trade estimate, is 439 million bushels for this 24-25 crop year. That's over about 100 million bushels higher than what it is for 23-24. I'd remind you that at 10:55 on Friday, our ATI Pro Media team will be live getting ready for that report, and they'll take you through that 11 o'clock report and the numbers come out. Let's move on to planting progress here now. Nationwide, we're looking here at 25% planted. That's above the 5-year average of 21%. Our map reflects some divergent trends here. A little bit slowing in the west, if you will. Nebraska is now a bit behind the average. Other areas are a tad above the average. One of those states that's above the average is Illinois. So kind of a mixed bag at the moment with rain slowing things down. Let's look now at the history of the last several years. You can see the slope of that red line, if you will, is slowed down with the rainfall last week. We look at the next 2 weeks now from May 5th to the 19th. On average, approximately 28% of the beans are planted over that time window. So if we were to have an average planting window there, we'd be pushing 50% by May 19th. Of course, that planting pace is going to be directly tied to the weather. Let's take a look at the short-term trends. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-storm weather. Now we're going to start out here with a map showing the precip totals for the last 14 days, a measure of topsoil moisture, if you will. Now you can see there's a lot of green on this map, and this does not incorporate rainfall that occurred also on May 7th of this week. So we're really looking at even heavier totals in some of those areas. Now let's take a look at the short-term forecast. We're looking here through Thursday of this week. The heaviest rainfall through Thursday is going to be in the eastern corn belt, places like Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Pennsylvania, looking at maybe a ½ inch or so in addition to what we saw earlier this week. Now let's look at Friday through Monday, kind of the same area but lighter totals, maybe only a ½ inch in that area. Now let's go into Sunday through Tuesday, May 12th through the 14th. Most of the rain is going to be out in hard red wheat country over that time period. Now let's quantify rain over the next 2 weeks. Look at the next 2 weeks here. You can see quite a bit of the country here in terms of the production areas is going to be normal. The exception would be parts of Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin are going to be a bit wet. Let's turn our attention now to export sales for U.S. beans. Now these are unshipped sales, what's on the books but hadn't been shipped yet. You can see now we're neck and neck with last year. A quick and dirty way to look at that would be to say that we're going to ship about the same amount of beans as we did last year over this last 3.5 months of the crop year. If we were to do that, the ATI annual forecast at 1.675 billion bushels is about 25 million bushels below the USDA. Let's wrap things up this week looking at trends in November beans. Now, November futures as we tape here on Tuesdays trading near $12.30 a bushel. We've seen a pretty good rebound rally here. We continue to strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage price movement. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an upload. And remember, on Friday, May 10th, we're going to have a live update starting at 10:55 a.m. Central Time from our ATI Pro Media team, and they'll be with you through the release of the report at 11, and then we'll have a deep dive, if you will, panel discussion at 1:30 p.m. Central Time on Friday. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.